Today we're going to look at some of our imports, but before we get into that, I just want to say thank you all to who participated in the Black Friday sale. It was a huge success. You guys really took advantage of those sales, which made us really busy. So as we look around today, if you see like some of the tanks that look a little stirred up and everything, it's just because we've been picking so much and packing your orders and just trying to stay ahead. So once again, thank you guys for helping out, taking part of that sale, and let's look at some fish. If you have any recommendations, as always, let me know. We'll try to find the fish, but in this first half we're going to focus in on some of our new fish we got last week, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some fish that are going to be on our weekly sale starting today at 1 o'clock. Hey, how's it going, Andy? And then we're also going to just talk fish. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you're still waiting on an order, be patient. We're trying things a little different. We are shipping out orders in the order they came in to us, but we also are considering some cooler temperatures across the country. So if temperatures were too cold, we are holding your order. So next week we're still going to be shipping out some orders. So let's turn around and look at some of these fish. Now, some of these fish were on the sale, but I don't know if I showed them last week, but here's one that was on the sale. These are red-tailed penguin tetras. Now they are small right now, they do get a little bigger. They will color up more, but nice penguin tetra shaped fish. And then they also get the red in the tail. Really cool fish. They are very hardy. We didn't lose any in our quarantine process, and we ordered a lot of them. We ordered, I don't know exact number, but they have been very hardy for us. So if you guys took advantage of it, let me know. That these guys, I do believe, were on BOGO, and they're new to us and very cool. Hello Susan, hello Jim, Dave. Susan says it's cold in Pennsylvania. Yeah, Susan, it's been cold here. We've been very busy covering ponds and getting ready for the winter. Hey Lynn, here are some elegant gastrodermis, or formerly known as elegant cory. We got the Otocinclus. They are doing fantastic. These guys make a great addition to any smaller planted tanks. Wouldn't put them with anything too big. The problem with Otocinclus is they need to eat a lot. So if you don't have enough algae and stuff growing in your tank, make sure you target feed them. Make sure they're getting plenty of food. Here we have the 3-lined Hopalosoma, or the Corydoris trilineatus. These guys are really cool. Here we have the Hopalosoma concolor, or the slate Hopalosoma. So a lot of cories. Down here we have the dwarf spotted Hopalosoma, or the Hopalosoma habrosus, formerly Corydoris habrosus. See if I can get them in focus there. And as you see, these guys are very active. They're swimming all over the tank. And they're not just on the bottom. These guys are on all levels. Typically, most cories stay towards the bottom. These habrosus tend to be a little bit more exploratory, not as much as the pygmy cories, but they do seem to swim around a little bit more than just at the bottom. And then we have some wild rams. So these are wild Colombian rams, the Microgeophagus ramirezi. And you can see just out of the wild, they have nice colors. They have bright yellow bodies, but these guys are still under quarantine. They have, it looks like Epistylus, very similar to ick. And this would be a great learning experience for some of you guys who've never seen Epistylus versus ick. It's a very slight infection, but you can see the Epistylus, it comes in different sizes. So ick is going to be a nice uniform kind of like salt on the fish. Epistylus will be patchy, kind of fuzzy, and be varying varying in size. Sorry guys, I stepped back to try and get a better, see if I can get a better focus on it for you, but not many fish in this tank is still battling it. There's one right there, a smaller fish in the bottom of the frame. And how do we treat that? Well, we treat it very similar. We'll treat it very similar to ick. We will use cupramine. It helps get rid of it, but we will not raise the temperature. Raising temperature can expedite the infection and actually make it worse. So basically we'll just give them some cupramine and then also follow it up with an antibiotic, and that will usually clear it up. Here's another new fish that I'm very excited to see grow out. They're very small right now, but these are the fire ant tetras. They get very red, very bright red, from what I've seen in pictures, and they're more of a bigger body tetra. So I'm excited to see how these guys go. It's always fun to get a new species. We haven't had these in a while, so it's good to see these. These are the yellow Congo tetras. Very cool fish there. Let's see what else we have that's exciting, that's really standing out. We have some Leopoldi angels. These guys are also going under medication for Epistylus. And as you can see, there's a couple little patches on these guys, but not too much. No real losses on those, just still under quarantine. And now this is a really cool one. Excited to see these guys came in great. These are the green lizard tetras. Historically, sometimes we have issues bringing these guys in. They're known to be a little more sensitive to medications and just stress. So shipping can be an issue from the wild. I do believe these were captive bred. I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong on that. But these guys came in really well. You can see. Now these are cool. They're really long. Not as common as a lot of tetras that you'll see in the hobby. And they're just kind of, they can move very fast, but from the little bit I've seen here, they mostly just kind of hang out until it's time to eat. We have a nice order here of the sawball resplendens, or the sawball barb, or the Asian rummy nose tetra. Let me zoom in on these guys. These guys are really cool. They're like a rummy nose, but they are from the opposite side of the world. So how's everybody doing today? Hello Lynx, hi Yove, Andy's Aquatics. Yeah, so Andy hit on a good point. He said thank you for being the only retailer online to use the actual new scientific core names, Hoplosoma, Gastrodermis, etc. Now that was a huge undertaking for us. It was a lot of work, and we have a really great crew here in the hobby, or in the office, that loves the hobby, and we want to make sure we get everything correct. So shout out to our workers who worked really hard on that. So there's the sawball. And then next door, we haven't had these in a while either. Another nano fish, the emerald dwarf rasbora. Now these guys are a really cool fish. If you like CPDs, celestial pearl danios, or the galaxy rasbora, these are another fish that are very similar. These guys are still under quarantine as well. I'm trying to get them in focus, but they're so small. They're not colored up yet, but when you see these guys color up, once they settle in, they're an amazing fish. They can be a little shy, but they would do great in a nano aquarium. Let me zoom out. I just realized, guys, I was zoomed all the way in. That's probably why I was having trouble. Susan, runny nose tetras. It's about that time of year that we might start calling them the runny nose. These aren't new, but since we're in here, the ruby tetras, another great nano fish. Very good at schooling. Nice little pops of red. Let's go look at some of the more of the new fish. It's just gonna be a minute. We got so many fish in new. It's just hard to keep track of where they all went. I'm not sure if these are available yet, guys, but this is something I've been personally waiting for to get back in stock for a long time. The electric blue rams. So we got a bunch of these in. I'm really thankful to finally have gotten them. They're looking really healthy. And we have plenty of them. So we have that tank. And then we have a tank over here with slightly smaller. Still not that electric blue yet. These guys came in a little bit smaller. And then we have... nope, we just have the two tanks. I thought we had one more tank. Those are the only two tanks. We have silver dollars in, which is a great classic in the hobby. Here we have some Ultim Angels, the Rio Vachatas. Now you can see they are a little skittish. But if you have the space and you had to pick an angelfish, these would be the angelfish I would recommend. If you have a softer water tank or you're wanting a soft water fish and are hoping to just get something that's not so common, I would point you in the direction of the Rio Vachata Ultim Angels. We got Cardinal Tetras. Now look at all these Cardinal Tetras. Let's just take a step back and look. As you can see, they're starting to school up. They think I'm about to feed them. If you look in that back corner, they're getting excited. As I put my hand towards the top of the tank, they are all starting to school up. So they think I'm about to feed them. So that's pretty cool to see. Let's look at this tank. We're not gonna go too close. We're gonna just observe this. This is pretty cool. These cardinals are going just wild on this glass. There's something about that is very just sucks you in. Like, look at the way these fish are swimming right now. It's pretty cool. So those are more Cardinal Tetras. Next door, even more Cardinal Tetras. And as you can see, they're pretty small right now. So and even more Cardinal Tetras, which is pretty cool to see. These guys are also schooling really tight in certain areas. They're getting excited as I walk by. They think I'm about to feed them. And then we have the green neon tetras. So a slightly smaller version, little less color, but something I actually really prefer are these green neons. They seem to school a lot better in a normal aquarium setting, and they don't get as large. So you can kind of squeeze these guys into a smaller tank versus the Cardinals that can get pretty big compared to the green neons. And then let's see what else we have. We have some Kubutai rasboras, or the Microdevario Kubutai. And as you can see, they are pretty green in the screen here. And these are another nano fish, stay pretty small. Let's see if I can get these guys in focus for you. Down here we have some Raccoon tetras that are just starting to come into color. Nice big male there. They finally settled in. For a few weeks these guys weren't colored up, but these guys are finally feeling comfortable, really showing their nice beautiful fins with the red and yellow coloration. Down here we have some red lizard whiptails. And they make a great little cool, interesting addition. They have a cool body shape. They can just look like little twigs. We got some dwarf pea puffers in. Now there is a pea puffer in here. If he's still in here, I'm going to show you. It's the biggest pea puffer I think I've ever seen. I was absolutely like amazed by this large little pea puffer, but I'm not seeing him, which means he has sold. Somebody had picked him up, so. But there are the dwarf pea puffers. There is a few larger ones in there. And then we have the actual rummy nose tetras. So there we got some rummy nose. Next door we have a tank full of even more pea puffers. Here's a new one. This is for Carly, who is behind the computer. These are Apistogramma unitas. These were gifted to us by Carly, and we bred them, and here are a bunch of them. These will be on the website shortly. Here we go. These are really cool, the slate plecas. I know we've had these in for a while, but these guys are just so cool to me. I highly recommend you checking them out if they are available on the website. We do have celestial pearl danios, which are all the way in the back, and they are going to be very hard for me to focus on. But if you have never considered these guys, I highly recommend them. I highly recommend getting a nano tank and keeping these, or the other fish I showed earlier, which were the, I'm blanking on the name, the emerald dwarf rasboras, which are over here. Now these guys, I wouldn't keep them together, but I highly recommend, if you have a little space, you can sneak a little nano tank in. Highly recommend getting them. They're very cool. They're small. They don't require a lot, and they just pack a lot of color in the tiny little fish. Now these guys were on the flash sale. They didn't fly out the door, but last week I was making a hint at a fish that was in our show tank that was going to be on the flash sales. These are the pike cichlids, the Zebrina pikes. Yes, Susan, the emeralds and galaxy rasboras will hybridize, and I would not recommend keeping them together if you plan on breeding. They will usually just kind of breed on their own. It's not something you have to try too hard. So if you do happen to keep them together and you breed them, please do not sell them as something that they are not. And then we got these blackberry silver dollars. Last time we had these guys, they were pretty popular. They are a little bit more expensive, but a very cool fish. Really like those guys. So today, I did want to talk about a few of the fish that are going to go on sale today. So I'm going to show you this little setup here, and just kind of how we take some of our photos. So one of the fish that is going to go on sale today are these blue dragon bloods, the males. So we have a lot of them right now, so we'd like to offer them at a discount. So I'm going to show you real quick just kind of how we take our photos. So we just take them in the standard aquarium here. We put a black background. Our photographer has a really nice camera setup with the flash. We do our best to represent our fish as best as we can, and we don't manipulate them by color enhancing. But here you can see there's a pretty good variation in this blue dragon blood. Now it is a hybridized fish. It is a man-made fish, so you'll see some have more red in the shoulder versus others. And there's a couple on this side. So today at 1 o'clock, the blue dragon bloods, the males, I believe 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 inch, will be going on sale. Here's a fun new fish. We did not order this fish, but we did get sent this fish, the avocado puffers. As you can see, they've been nippy at each other, and that's standard for this fish. Definitely wouldn't recommend housing them with too many other types of fish. They are kind of nippy, aggressive, but very interesting fish. Nice bright green in coloration. These are exciting to me. We got the blue Guyana Cara, or the Guyana Cara, and I'm not going to try to say that German word. But these guys are really cool. I really like them. I love the banded face, the black stripe across the eye. These guys look really pretty when in breeding dress, and they're just a cool fish overall. And then down here we have another Guyana Cara type, which are the, I'll show you the name first, the Guyana Cara Gayi, or Gayi, I do not know how to pronounce that, or the Gayi banded cichlid. They're a little small right now, but this is another really cool fish. And I just want to mention real quick, guys, all these fish, most of these fish I showed you that came in on the import, these have all been on soft water systems and tanks, so just keep that in mind. And then over here we have some more blue eye cichlids, or the Cryptoheros cutter eye. Sorry, I blanked on the name there for a second. You'll see their nice blue eyes. And then we got some festivums down here, which is another really cool fish. And then we got some red hook silver dollars. All right, so I did see a couple requests, so let me see real quick. Someone wanted to see some mouth-brooding severums, and I don't see the request, but I do see a location, so I am going to go show the Chindungo Solosii. So we'll go look at the Solosii real quick. So back over here. Guys, look at all these boxes. We were ready for all of your orders. So once again, I just want to say thank you. You can just see the rows and rows of boxes that we had pre-made for our Black Friday sale. And just for reference, you can see this is about four layers deep of our boxes. So sorry for turning you guys around. I'm trying to move slow. So it looks like Celosii are over here. And you can see these guys are kind of small. They're just at 2 inches, and already you can see difference between male and female. We tend not to sell them sexed at this size, just due to there's a lot can happen, and it makes it difficult when you're guaranteeing a smaller fish that gets larger. So just so on the safe side, we don't guarantee sexes on a lot of these fish at this size. But here are the Celosii. Now these guys are one of our best sellers. They are so popular. It's pretty cool. The males are blue, females are yellow. Alright, so now the other request was the mouth-brooding Severum for the Heros Liberifer, so we're going to go look at those. Now the Liberifer is an awesome fish. They're great parents. They do get large, but I love the Liberifer. They have pretty good temperaments, and they tend to be fairly easy to breed, and it's really rewarding to watch them breed. They're very efficient mouth brooders. It's really cool to see them suck all the fry up into their mouth when they feel like there's a threat. It's just really fun to watch. So here's the Heros Liberifer. Now they're in a tank that's very dimly lit, so and they're kind of, there you go. They were kind of getting a little scared that I just walked up. Animal Instincts, the avocado puffers probably aren't on the website yet. You can see they're all chewed up and they're relatively new. So I do not believe they're on the website yet. Moses C asks, is it considered a school if you get 3 red hook and 3 other variants? That's a good question, Moses. Technically, I guess it'd be a school. As long as they're swimming together and the fish feel comfortable, you should be fine. In nature, if you look at some of these documentaries, a lot of these fish are in schools of just giant mixed types of fish. There'll be many different kinds. I don't even want to put a number because I don't know off the top of my head, but there'll be several different species in giant schools, and a lot of these species will look like each other to try and mimic them, and just for protection purposes. So I would say you're probably fine if you had 3 types of one silver dollar and 3 types of another silver dollar. Now, as Carly said, you're not going to get the same benefit with all species. So if you had 3 neon tetras and 3 just any other random types and 3 of this and 3 of that, you aren't going to get the same effect. They're not going to school as tight. They're not going to interact as much, but it does help. So just keep that in mind. Let's see if there's any other requests. Guys, you guys are trying to keep up with you guys today. It's a little difficult. Lots of comments coming through. Do we carry Cyprochromis? Yes, we do have lots of Cyprochromis types. Now that's a fish that as soon as we get them in, they sell rather quickly. We breed a lot of types here, and they're very very successful in breeding them in our breeding areas. Let's see. I'm not going to look for any specific chromis, but we will look and see what we find. Here are some. These aren't. Here are some chromis leptosomas. Now they're small, but when they get bigger, they really color up. So not a lot of chromis in right now, just due to sales. Real big Severum here. He is not for sale. He is going to be a breeder, but I just wanted to show him. He's beautiful. Oh, one other fish I want to highlight, guys. We haven't had these in a while. We used to always carry them. These are the Panda Gara. Love these little guys. As you can see, we have the tank low. They are pretty efficient at using their little mouths and their fins to kind of climb, and they will climb right out of the tank if given the opportunity. So we like to, typically they're not going to just leave your tank, but we like to, for the sake of security, leave the tank low and not leave it up to chance. And also we're not keeping them in a typical aquarium setting because we have so many fish in here. But as the Panda Gara are an awesome little fish, and they will help with algae. If you look right here, you can see them. They were just all munching away on the driftwood. But really cool fish. We haven't had them in a while, so I'm excited to get them back. And then we have the Gara and Killy. Let's see if we can get them in focus. These guys are so bright, they are not really wanting to focus. So talk about a beautiful little fish. So those are the Gara and Killy, or the Fundulopanchax gardneri. So that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thanks for joining. Thank you for participating in our Black Friday sale, if you did. And if not, we still appreciate you for stopping by anyway. Be sure to, I don't know, I haven't had a chance to look. I've been out in the field covering ponds, but I do believe we have a Tank Water Tuesday contest going on. There was a change to the rules just because one person won multiple times, and we want to make this kind of spread the love type of thing. So we changed the rules to where if you win multiple times back to back, that you have to kind of take a break from winning. But we just want to be able to share that with everybody, so everybody has a chance. It's been fun. It's great seeing your fish, your tanks, and we just appreciate engaging with you guys. So thank you guys, and we're going to see you next week, and make sure to stay warm and check your heaters. Later.